I recently had the chance to test out this affordable bad boy, the Infinix Smart 8 HD, and I know this is a 4G smartphone, and while we are living in a world dominated by 5G smartphones, I think this phone makes a solid case for itself. Now, at the time of recording this video, I did not know the pricing of this smartphone. In fact, if Infinix is anything to go by, then the company is planning to price the smartphone for under 7,000 rupees. And even if that price is 6,999 rupees, then also it will be 5,000 rupees cheaper than one of the best affordable 5G smartphones on the market, the Redmi 12 5G. So, if an affordable smartphone is what you seek, then should you spend 12,000 rupees on the starting variant of the Redmi 12 5G, or should you settle in for the 4G Infinix Smart 8 HD at a fraction of its price? Hello everyone, I'm Ania for Fiiber by India Today, and this is my review of the Infinix Smart 8 HD in this beautiful gold colorway. But of course, before I tell you all the good and bad about this smartphone, consider hitting that red subscribe button for detailed tech videos, and also turn on the bell so that you don't miss any of our latest updates. With that said, let's get started. So starting with the design, and design wise there's not much to complain about with the Infinix Smart 8 HD. In fact, if this is what a sub 7,000 rupees phone looks like and feels like in the hand, then I think that Infinix has done a solid job here. You see, even when I compare it to the Redmi 12 5G, and for the extra money, you do get a more premium glass back and IR blaster, which is very nice and dandy. But again, for the less money, I feel we can give the Infinix a pass for excluding these bits. As a matter of fact, I really like the textured plastic bag that you get here on the Infinix. Now, similar to the Redmi, there's a raised plastic bumper around the front. Then the buttons here are clicky, and the power button has an embedded fingerprint sensor which works decently fast. For a sub 7,000 rupees phone, you are getting a Type-C port, a 3.5mm headphone jack, and a dual SIM slots plus an extra slot for a micro SD card. Now, the Redmi 12 5G on the other hand has a hybrid SIM slot, so this is a sure shot plus for the Infinix. Finally, for what it's worth, the rear also gets a bright ring light flash, and overall it does add to the aesthetic appeal of the smartphone. So as I said a while ago, the Infinix Smart 8 HD for a price of under 8,000 rupees, I think there's nothing much to complain about here. And for the price, I think so this one has a solid in-hand feel, looks good, and I say this in a very good way. So good job, Infinix. The Infinix Smart 8 HD features a 6.6-inch IPS LCD screen with HD plus resolution, a 90Hz refresh rate, and up to 500 nits brightness. Once again, bringing in the Redmi 12 5G into comparison, there's a sharper Full HD panel on the Redmi's offering. So of course, in terms of details and sharpness, the Redmi 12 5G does have the straight out upper hand. Now, in our Fiiber display test, keeping both phones side by side, granted the Redmi 12 5G does have the edge when it comes to the vibrancy and even in terms of sharpness for that matter. But for what it's worth, I quite like the overall color reproduction on the Smart 8 HD's display. Now, do note there's no setting to tune the color scheme on the Infinix, something that you do get on the Redmi, but with the in-house tuning this phone comes with, it's a nice and decent LCD panel. And on a budget, if you have this phone and you use it for watching videos, TV shows and the likes, I would say it gets the job done. By the way, for the audio, there's a single bottom firing speaker here on the Infinix Smart 8 HD, and of course, I wasn't expecting a dual speaker setup here. So here's how it sounds.
अब इसमें क्या होगा, एयर फाइबर के अंदर जैसा हमने बोला कि जो बाहर की जो वायरिंग होती थी, जो केबल डलती थी, जो मोडेम लगता था, ये सारा प्रोसेस.
So as you just heard the audio quality on the Infinix Smart 8 HD, I think it does a pretty fine job. It's quite loud and fine, as I said. And overall, if I look at the color reproduction and the 90Hz refresh rate, I think so when it comes to the multimedia experience, the Infinix Smart 8 HD does a pretty decent job. The Infinix Smart 8 HD is powered by the Unisoc T606 chipset coupled with 3GB RAM and 64GB UFS 2.2 storage. There's also 3GB virtual RAM for what it's worth. And first up, quickly comparing the Antutu scores of both the Infinix Smart 8 HD and Redmi 12 5G, and granted, the Redmi here scores almost double, but do the numbers actually suggest double the performance boost on the Redmi? Well, not really. Let me elaborate. You see, the only major difference that you're going to feel in between both phones when it comes to the performance is between the internet speed, that is, you're getting 4G on the Infinix Smart 8 HD and 5G on the Redmi 12. But beyond that, in handling basic tasks, both the Infinix and Redmi are pretty good for their prices, with the Infinix looking more impressive to me again when I look at its price. Software wise, the Infinix Smart 8 HD runs XOS 13 atop Android 13, and the XOS experience is nothing groundbreaking here, but the good thing is bloatware isn't here, and for the most part the UI feels snappy. And yes, I would be lying if I would say that frame drops and stutters are not here. They are, but again, on an overall basis the experience is decent. Also, this dynamic island-like feature has been added to the Smart 8 HD in case you haven't noticed yet, and the company calls it Magic Ring. Now, before you make anything out of it, let me tell you, this is more like a gimmick than a feature. It shows you the battery charging animation, unlock animation, and a few more things, and that's about it. So yes, coming back to the performance bit, the phone handles usual tasks with ease. For those interested in gaming, let me tell you, both phones, the sub 7,000 rupees Infinix and even the sub 12,000 rupees Redmi, are not dedicated gaming smartphones, but if you are into casual gaming, well, both these phones will suffice. The Infinix Smart 8 HD has a 13 megapixel primary rear camera coupled with a depth sensor, and there's an 8 megapixel front facing camera. Now, in comparison, the Redmi 12 5G gets a 50 megapixel primary rear camera paired with a depth sensor and again an 8 megapixel selfie snapper. So needless to say, the Redmi 12 5G does take better results from the rear camera when compared to the Infinix when it comes to preserving details. In fact, even in portrait photos, the Redmi 12 5G takes better shots both in terms of preserving details and better HDR performance. But you know what? Ultimately, just like these are not gaming phones, these are also not camera phones. So granted, the Redmi 12 5G does take better shots than the Smart 8 HD, but are those shots 5,000 rupees better? Well, not really. You see, and I'm again going to drag the price question here. So for its asking price, the Smart 8 HD takes decent photos, something that you point and shoot and view on your phones, and you should be fine. Now, of course, I would not suggest you expect a lot out of it when it comes to preserving the details and sharpness or nailing the color reproduction. But for what it's worth, the Infinix Smart 8 HD takes decent quality photos in a variety of lighting scenes. That said, if you love taking selfies, well, selfie photos turned out really fine actually. And this is something that can easily make it go toe-to-toe with slightly more expensive options out in the market. This right here is the rear-facing video sample being shot on the Infinix Smart 8 HD. 1080p 30 fps is the max this phone can do, of course. For a 7,000 rupees phone, what more can you expect? So, you know, in terms of color reproduction, I think so it's just about fine. My problem with this video camera is the audio quality. Audio is not all that good, plus, of course, again, for a affordable smartphone, don't also expect any sort of stabilization. Also, please imam walk towards me. So yeah, this is the kind of stabilization that you get. And what do you think about the overall quality? Let me know in the comments. And next up is selfie video. Right here is the selfie video being shot on the Infinix Smart 8 HD 1080p 30 fps sample. Again, you know, I don't have much complaints when it comes to the color reproduction or say the stabilization. Again, there's no stabilization at the front, but I'm not expecting much from a sub 7,000 rupees phone here. But the audio quality, you know, leaves me to desire for more. Audio quality is not good at all for a sub 7,000 phone or for any phone right there. So yeah, that could have been done better. The mics could have been, you know, they could have done cost cutting in other areas, could have included a better microphone. But yeah, this is the kind of quality that you get from the front facing video. What are your thoughts? Let me know everything in the comments. And next up is the word. So for under 7,000 rupees, is the Infinix Smart 8 HD worth it? And as a 4G smartphone, is this one a better proposition over the Redmi 12 5G? Well, you see, for the extra cash, the Redmi 12 5G gives you 5G, of course, Then there's a higher resolution screen, an IR blaster and a glass rear panel. So for about 12,000 rupees, and most importantly, since this is a 5G smartphone, and if you really care about the fast internet speeds, in that case there are no second thoughts that for the extra money the Redmi 12 5G makes more sense. But then again, we have to understand both these phones cater to an audience who are looking for an affordable priced smartphone. And speaking of affordability, when the 5G plans are finally revised, will they be as affordable as the current 4G plans? Well, I am quite skeptical about it, and having said that, if you still need 5G, well, go buy the Redmi 12 5G. It is one of the best affordable 5G phones available on the market right now. But if an affordable smartphone is all you need, then this 4G phone from Infinix, the Smart 8 HD, especially because of its sub 7,000 rupees price, makes a lot of sense. Fiiber rates the Infinix Smart 8 HD a solid 8 out of 10, and that's about it for the review, guys. Let me know all your thoughts about this phone in the comments below, and as always, for all the latest in tech, stay tuned to Fiiber. I'll catch you all in the next one. Thank you for watching.